I used to think my worth was tied to my Wi-Fi signal. If I wasn't responding to Slacks within like 3 minutes or grinding until my vision was blurry, I felt like I was failing my business. But in 2026, the hustle is no longer a flex. It's a liability. I realized that my best and most profitable decisions didn't happen during a 14-hour workday. They happened when I finally slowed down enough to hear my own intuition. And today I'm sharing why I officially traded the hustle culture for slow living. And that's what's actually making me more money. So stay till the end because I'm going to reveal the 30-minute buffer, the specific schedule change that has been a game changer for me and has saved my marriage, my margins, and given me space to actually take a deep breath and breathe because you can't lead an empire from a state of exhaustion. Here's the idea. Slow living isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing the right things at a pace that you can actually sustain for decades, not months. True success in business, true joy is found over time, not in short instances. And so if you're always pushing yourself to burnout, you're never going to get into a rhythm that you can sustain over the course of a lifetime or your working career. And I think if we start focusing on depth versus breadth, that word is so hard to say. Breadth, is it breath or bread, right? I don't know. Depth, deeper than wider. I'm going to go back to Bible school times, deep and wide, here we go. But I mean, we can't try to be everywhere and do everything. So we have to do fewer things, but do them with 100% presence. Today, I was at one of my businesses, at our childcare business for preschool graduation, and I did the welcome speech, and I gave a little speech about the moment in time and how it's really easy to think about we're graduating preschool and now they're going to go to kindergarten and now we're going to move on, or I hit this goal in my business and now I'm going to get the next one, and not ever taking time to be in the moment that you're in right then and appreciate what's going on right then in your life. And so I think quality is really the only way, those moments is how we can help push away all the noise that's generated by technology and AI and truly focus on client retention, things in our family, and have fewer errors in our life. Because this week, for example, I've been super busy, super stressed. There's certain weeks in your life, no matter how much you try to slow down, you're going to make mistakes. I made 3 mistakes this week. Missed my child's therapy appointment, forgot to tell my HR about onboarding appointment I set for them. And then now I can't even remember the third mistake, but I know there was a third mistake. See, it's been too busy to remember it. That's not how I want to live. And so you'll still have times in your life where things get crazy and chaotic. But the difference between the hustle culture is chasing that versus always trying to reset and get back in alignment with where you're going and really choose a slower way of living. And if you're ready to build a business that serves your life instead of consuming it, hit the subscribe button. We drop episodes 2 times a week, and we always want to help you leave each episode feeling more empowered and more ready to take the next step in your life and your business. So we're in this together. None of us are doing this alone. I didn't do it alone as I started building my companies, and I don't want you to have to either. All right. The second thing is, so we talked about deep and wide, depth and breadth. I should have really tried to pronounce that word before I started. The second thing is the physical price of the grind in your physical body. So science tells us that constant hustle keeps our sympathetic nervous system, you're in a sympathetic nervous system state. So that's that fight or flight. Your body can't tell the difference in stress. And if you are trying to align a budget and you're super tense and upset about it and you haven't even taken any time to take a break and go get a coffee, or a tiger chasing you. Okay. Your body feels the exact same, chemical responses in your body. And so what that results in is really poor decision making, brain fog, and decision fatigue. You can only make 2 to 3 quality decisions a day. That means every other decision that you're making in that really high intense hustle, feeling in your body, all those decisions are not the best decisions you could be making. You might be ignoring your intuition. You might be missing the signs. You might be not realizing that something's happening that you it just got pulled over your eyes. Or as I like to say, I have rose-colored glasses about life. And it comes from a place of being constantly activated in your nervous system. So the real shift comes in choosing slow living as it allows your parasympathetic nervous system to take over, which is where you can think more clearly and creativity and strategy actually live in a parasympathetic nervous system state. And so you're calmer. You're able to take in all the information to not miss the cues, not only from your body, but from the environment around you, and to actually choose what the next best thing is versus constantly rushing to this thing and this decision and this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing, because that's not where we do our best work. And third thing is, and I think that I've talked about this on so many episodes. So if you've been following along for a long time, I feel like you've probably heard this over and over from me, but you've got to reclaim your morning. Like, it is insane the amount of information thrown at us every single day. It's not our fault. But if you are waking up, and this used to be me, and immediately inviting 100 people into your bedroom via your phone, like, your body's going to start to activate because something you see online from a troll, from the news, from somebody that has posted something inappropriate is going to activate you. It activates your nervous system and it goes ahead and puts you in that fight or flight stage. You're like, for what? Like, put the screens away for the first hour, have radical presence, not just being present, but radical presence with yourself and your family and your coffee if you're a coffee drinker, or I'm a hot tea drinker. And if that's when you work out or drink your warm lemon water or whatever it is that you do in the morning, it will set the tone for the entire day, and it doesn't allow the world to set it for you. And that's on you. So if you wake up feeling frazzled every single day, you're choosing that. So you can choose a different life because you hold the pin to our lives. Life just doesn't happen to us. We hold the pins to our life. And if you're watching this and you're thinking like, Brooke, that sounds really nice, but my business would like totally explode if I slowed down, then you're not running a business. You're living in a cage. Hard truth, right? I've been there. I'm not saying it from a place like on an ivory tower. I'm telling you, I've been there. I've lived that. So we can fix your systems. And I've got a link in my show notes that you can schedule a call with me, and we'll do like a 30-minute free strategy session, because I love to help people get from where they are to where they want to go. And here is the 30-minute buffer I promised to tell you about at the very beginning of the episode. So you waited this long. I know you probably want to hear it, but I no longer book back-to-back meetings. I actually limit the number of meetings that I have in a day. And I have noticed that if I have 2 meetings in a day, I can handle it. But if I have 3 with the rest of my workload, I am frazzled. I can't think, and I don't have time to process. And so every major task I do, every major call, gets a 30-minute buffer in between it. So I'm never running into one thing and out of another without having time to like actually think it through, take some notes, and process what's happening. If you have the luxury of making that 30-minute buffer 60 minutes or 90 minutes, highly recommend that. But the magic is the processing time, the reflecting, and actually breathing, paying attention to your body. It ensures that you are 100% on for the people who matter most and without having what is truly a meeting hangover. Have you ever left a meeting and been like, my brain feels like mush? It is a meeting hangover because there's not been enough processing time in there. Because the world will tell you, the world will try to tell you that you're failing behind because you aren't sprinting. But you can't see the horizon when you're running at full speed. So stop sprinting and start seeing the horizon. Watch how much faster you actually grow. How many things are more aligned with who it is you want to be, with that future version of yourself, versus always rushing around and realizing it's 10 years later and you haven't gotten any closer to your goals.